Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure. You're in the same area as our business is.
Sun Creek.
Yeah, Sun Creek Plaza, good old Sun Creek Plaza. We're here for another episode. I'm super excited. You want to tell the listeners who you are?
Sure. Hi, I'm Marielle Ceniceros, and I own Skinology Skin and Body Studio in the Sun Creek Plaza in Northwest Tucson. And I guess I co-own Blacktop.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, the Blacktop Grill.
Yeah. For the listeners, her husband was here a couple episodes ago talking about Blacktop Grill, which I have a lunch scheduled there Friday.
Oh, good.
So,
that's exciting.
Yeah, I will be there Friday for lunch with somebody, and I don't think they've ever been there yet. So I'm like,
Okay,
let's go.
awesome.
Let me show you the way.
That's exciting.
Let's go there. So
yeah, I guess I co-own, but my husband does his thing and I do my thing over here. So.
yeah, that's so awesome. It's such a cool story.
Thank you.
Two business owners together, doing it together, and you got to be able to learn from each other for sure. You got to be able to. You guys probably talk about like all kinds of cool stuff that you learn. You share.
Absolutely.
Really
all the
good
time.
morsels of knowledge.
24/7, it doesn't stop, and sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's bad.
Well, yeah,
because you have to like turn it off at night when you're in bed. Don't want to talk about QuickBooks and stuff.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It really is. So how long have you been in business?
So we've been in business about 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
We took over an existing business. So Skinology itself has been open since 2012.
Okay. So you went in there and took over and kept it going. And
yeah, we were lucky enough to find the business turnkey. So I know that doesn't happen. It's like super rare. There was a lady who was selling the business and she was transitioning into nursing school, and she just kind of wanted to find somebody who was going to take over and love the place, and it just aligned. We met her and she liked us and we liked her, and we just took over.
Yeah.
So.
And I want to tell the people about my experience there, because you provided me an opportunity to go and get the gentleman's facial.
The gentleman's facial, yes.
And right after I left, I was already bragging about how awesome it was. And I had not done that kind of self-care in my life, ever. And it was very revitalizing, and it really opened my eyes to a different way to take care of myself.
Sure.
The products that you gave me that I left with, I've used, still using, and I intend to buy some of those. And I did notice that I have the smiling wrinkles have really kind of blended in and disappeared.
Okay.
And it, like, my wife too, she's like, your face looks so much like smoother, and
yeah, hydration.
She said it looks tighter, is what she said.
Wow, hydration will do that for sure.
Yeah. It's just mind blowing.
Yeah, thank you for coming in.
I love it. So, when I went in, super clean, modern, relaxing feel, and there was a particular part in it that you use these stones, right?
Yes.
What were those?
The gua sha stones.
Okay. And what were you doing exactly with those? What was the objective of using those?
So gua sha is an ancient Chinese method of lymphatic drainage using the jade stones. So by using those, we're able to remove puffiness and just kind of lift and sculpt. It's like a manual facelift.
Yeah, it's all right. I punch the mic all the time, so don't even feel bad. Just bam! Yeah, it's okay. So you did that, and I remember telling you that I really felt like pressure kind of go away after you had done it. And I had never had anything like that done before.
Right. It releases tightness and pressure, and sometimes even sinus issues.
Yeah, I felt so much different when I left. Like everything. I felt like unclouded. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's like a full reset.
Yeah, it felt like also, I don't know why my vision felt different. It's like when you buy like a new pair of polarized lenses and they have like a really just distinct color recognition to them. Like you can just see colors a lot better. I just felt like I could see everything so much better and clearer. And I was like, my gosh.
That's amazing.
So I right away went to the wife. I was like, wife, we gotta get you signed up.
Yes.
So I'm still pushing her to get her in there. So she'll be in there soon.
She needs to come in for sure. I compare facials to getting an oil change. It's the same idea. It's maintenance for your body, for self-care.
Yeah, and that's important. Like I was telling you, I go to the gym and I do stuff like that, but the feeling of the relaxing and just being isolated from all of the constant stuff. Like we talked about, it's 24/7 being a business owner. You're constantly fixing things, putting fires out, and trying to make sure that you have revenue coming in so you can pay your bills. But when you can just go into that dark room, it was nice.
Yeah.
I just want to go back right now. I recommend, Nereida's here doing the sound for us, and I'm looking at him like, you got to go there.
You need a facial? Yes.
Yeah, it's right there. You just walk right over there. You're good to go. And then you could come back, I'm going to take a break.
We'll get her in. We'll get Nereida and we'll get Alex in.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to go back. So if you haven't been there, you need to go there. It's Skinology. It's here, Ina and Old Father. What's the exact address for?
4249 West Ina Road, and we're in Suite 105 for the rest of the year.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, becoming a business owner doesn't happen overnight, right? There's so many things that occur in our lives before we get to where we're at here. So I got to ask you, how did this all manifest? Like from start to where we're at now?
Okay. I've always loved skincare and beauty and aesthetics. And I think there's this notion that if you go to beauty school, you're not smart. And this is terrible, but
that's really terrible.
I know. Like people always think like, oh, you can do more. And I was told this, like, you can do more. You can do something else. You're capable of something else. And I kind of believed that. It was always just stuck in the back of my head, aesthetics. But my family always wanted like the career, the degree, the 9-to-5, the security. And they mean well. So I just followed it. But I always had aesthetics and beauty in the back of my mind. So I just pursued it. And after getting the degrees and the college and all the stuff that they wanted for me, then I pursued the beauty industry, and that's where we are here.
Yeah. So ultimately, you still chased your dream after going through. It's the assembly line that people are. They're going to push because it's like a way to success that people are so familiar with is the assembly line. You go to school and you go to college. I actually, when I had done a podcast talking about kind of how I got where I'm at, and I did the same thing. Last podcast that I did, I was talking to Chris Collins, and I'm like, I was following the path that I thought I was supposed to be doing, which was go to high school, then go to college and get a study, and then go get a job in that field that you study.
Exactly.
And one time I was in it, I still found myself going, I still want to be a business owner, because when I was in high school, I was like, I want to start a business. I was like, and I don't know what it is yet, but I want to do it. And so it's really cool when you hear that story that you went and did all that stuff, and then you still.
Yeah, you're not fulfilled, and you're always thinking about it. Mm-hmm. I worked in physical therapy for 7 years, and it was a great career, and it provided me that security, the benefits, the 9-to-5, and my family was happy that I graduated college. But like I said, I always had beauty in the back of my mind, and I always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like I had the permission to for some reason, which sounds crazy.
Yeah. Did you feel yourself trying to find that extra passionate piece outside of what you were doing? Did you feel like a fire that was trying to get out and go do your own thing?
Yeah, I think I just felt I did it for 7 years, and at year 7 I just wasn't as happy. I wasn't as excited to go to work. And when you're helping people heal in the medical field, I think it takes like a little piece of your soul with every person that you're helping, because it's so intense. Mm-hmm. So I was just getting home drained and exhausted, and then I slowly realized this is not what I want to do anymore.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about when you made that step. How long ago was that?
That was about 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I pretty much just woke up one day and I told my husband, I'm going to go to beauty school today. And he was like, okay, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
And he was really encouraging. So I worked my PT job from 7 to 3, went to night school from 3:30 to 8:30, Monday through Friday.
Wow.
And just made it work. And I was 4 months pregnant at the time when I signed up.
Holy cow.
Because I just knew, like, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
That's powerful. Wow. That's some butt kicking right there.
Yeah.
And me as a dude, I can't even, I saw what my wife went through being pregnant, and to do what you were doing pregnant, that's crazy.
Yeah. And
props to you.
Our son was 10.6 pounds. Wow. So I was just like huge, and people at Beauty School are looking at me like, should you be here right now? Like, don't you need a rest? And I just knew like I need to do this, and there's going to be no stopping me, because once he's here, it's, your life changes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. So you make the jump and you go into something that you want to do, you're passionate about. When you made the jump, was there any like particular part where you were like, were you scared?
Yes, it was the scariest thing that I've ever done. Mm-hmm. But my hubby and I came, and we looked at the business, and I knew it was for us right away. And I like to tell people that somebody built my dream and just handed it over, and I think it doesn't happen like that. That's so rare. Mm-hmm. So I realized how lucky we are, and we were scared, but it was meant to be.
Yeah, it's called taking the jump.
Exactly.
Taking that jump, because that's what you're doing. It's like, well, I'm gonna jump, see how it goes, and hope land on the feet. If not, you're gonna stumble a little bit and roll, but you can always get back on your feet.
Exactly.
That's what I try to tell people too. It's like, yeah, the jump is, I think that first part of the jump is the scariest, but once you get past it and you're moving, like you've landed on your feet and you can do things, it's pretty awesome.
It's scary, but it's exciting too. Yeah. There's like an excitement to it as well.
Yeah, for sure. So getting to the business and going through beauty school, on the outside of all that, did you have any influences in particular that you could talk about?
I was talking about this with family this morning. That's what the notes are. I never looked at another esthetician and thought, that's amazing, that's what I want to do. As far as influences, I think it was always my mom and my aunt, who were strong and hardworking and immigrated here in the 1970s with their families. And they actually worked as farm workers, during the whole Cesar Chavez era. And so they always kind of instilled in us, to do well and to succeed, mm-hmm. and to do better. So as far as influences, my mom and my aunt, they're the ones that I look up to.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I don't blame you. It's, working hard and running a business go hand in hand. You can't do it. You can't just do one piece. You can't just, I'm going to just run a business today.
Right.
And not work hard. Like, it's not going to keep going. And that's good to have influences inside of your family. And, I tell folks all the time that I am who I am today because of my family. When somebody goes, oh, that person's really genuine and great, and it starts at home.
Sure.
Right? All that stuff, all those values are instilled at home, and it follows you and goes with you your whole life. And
absolutely.
So when it's time to acknowledge, those people that helped you out, you get the opportunity, you just did it,
Absolutely.
Your family. So.
And with them, it was always like, well, you don't want to be a farm worker, so do something else, go to school, achieve, mm-hmm. do something greater.
Yeah. No, that's good. My family, I was like one of the first people to go to college. Like, there was not a lot of college graduates or people going to college in my family, and they were like pushing, and I'm like, I'm going, I'm trying, but it's hard. It takes the hard work.
It does. And then we feel responsible for that, mm-hmm. The college degree, and we mm-hmm. want to do it for them.
Yeah.
My mom and aunt actually went back to school in their 40s, went back to college after they had their kiddos. So
that is so awesome.
It's
really never too late to go back or to knock stuff out.
Right.
I tell people all the time, I literally try to learn something new every day. And I tell people all the time, learn something. Go on. You can literally go watch videos on how to do stuff and how to fix things.
Yes.
Like, I do websites and stuff on the side and everything. And I'm like, people are like, how are you so fast and good at it? And I'm like, well, I watched videos. I didn't go to college for it. I didn't do like bona fide training certifications for it. But I'm like, I can do it because I trained myself.
Self-study. Absolutely.
So, yeah. I mean, that's important to keep doing every day. Every day you get better. So there's always going to be these things that come up in our lives. They're just part of it. And, the first one being failures. And I can think of failures that I've gone through. There's no problem. You know why? Because they happen often. And sometimes, on my side of the table here, I can say that sometimes I try to put myself in a position where I could potentially fail. And the reason is to learn in that. And are there any particular failures that you can think of that you've gone through that you've learned from and have benefited you today?
Sure. I think when we first took over the business, I was trying to do both. I was trying to do too much at once. I was working here, still working my PT job because I was too scared to let go.
Yeah.
So I would work, 9 to 5 there and then come here 5 to 8 and just trying to juggle both. But I think what I found out is if you try and do too many things, you're never going to excel at just one. Mm-hmm. So I really had to let that go and put 100% of my focus here. And when I did that, I think that's when things started turning around.
Yeah, for sure. So you tried doing a full-time job and running your business on the side. We have so much in common.
I know.
It's crazy. You can ask her. I did that for a while too, and I got to the point where I didn't have days off or nothing, and the wife was like, "Dude, you need to figure this out."
Sure.
Even myself, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it was. I'll admit too, I was scared too.
You're scared, and you want that security, and it's terrifying. My husband would tell me to quit my job all the time. My boss at my therapy job would pull me into his office once a week and ask me, "So when are you going to quit this job and go run your business?" Once a week. Shout out to Ross. He would encourage me to quit every single week because he just knew there's, a different path for you probably.
Yeah. And, people that are around you all the time, they see things in you that we can't really see ourselves. So when you see people believe in you, it's hard to recognize that you're they're just doing it because they're just trying to be nice. But no, those people that are around you all the time, and somebody comes and tells you, "Hey, you should go do that. I believe in you." Do it. That means they're like, go for it.
Right. And it's pressure too. I mean, my husband was saying the same thing. Just quit your job already. Let's go.
Go make it happen.
Go make it happen.
They all believed in you. They're like, she can do it.
Right. But it wasn't until I felt comfortable. I'm sure you know. It wasn't until I was 100% ready to jump in that I did.
Yeah, it's hard to go from being able to just punch in, know that you're going to have a paycheck, and you're going to have benefits and retirement and all that stuff already there. I did my time. I go home. It's easy to do that because it's comfortable.
Yeah, you clock in, clock out.
I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to go put my feet on the couch because I did my thing already. So, leaving from that it's hard. But now that you're in the business world, you can see what you can make in a day with what you've created, what services you have. And it's different.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing that we all go through with this process is struggles. Is there any particular struggle that you've gone through recently or that you could kind of talk about and how you got through it?
Sure. Yeah. To be honest, I think the whole thing was a struggle because I didn't have a business background. I feel like a bull in a china shop when it comes to business. I just kind of figured it out as I went along, and it was all that self-study, like I said to you. I think just figuring out business piece by piece. And then when you're letting go of, the retirements and all that stuff, you have to figure that stuff out for yourself as an independent business owner. So, it was piecing together everything having to do with business.
Yeah.
Piece by piece.
Yeah, it's kind of, this way I see it is it's kind of like a game. So you press start, right? We hit start and every day is a new level. We got to get through this challenge. We got to do this. We got to do that. From the very beginning of, having the walls around you to getting your systems of transactions taken care of and employees. And the reality is it doesn't end. You just keep leveling up.
Right. I thought I was just going to do facials. That's all I wanted to do was, facials and my spa. But then you figure out there's so much more involved. Running a business is a whole other monster.
Yeah. You want to get involved in the work and just take care of things and be done. But then there's that whole administrative aspect is kind of what I call it. It's you're your paperwork that needs to be done, right? Your taxes that need to be done, your end of year report that needs to be done, blah, 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 blah. I can go on.
The licenses, the electric, all that stuff. So now what I try and do is I create that space for my girls so they can come in and just do facials and don't worry about the licensing and the electric and the toilet paper and the plumbing. I got all of that. They'll come in and just do what they do. And I think it's cool to be able to provide that for somebody.
Yeah. No. Well, you're a leader.
Thanks.
You're naturally a leader. I mean, you're in this succeeding doing what you're doing because you are a leader, and leadership's important. You are the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, that's a nice ship. Like I was blown away. I had no idea because I had never really gone in there.
It's like a hidden little gem back there.
Yeah. And I don't know if I ever really would have went in there if I didn't
pressure you.
Yeah. Because I'm so like I fell into that stigma of dudes don't do that.
Right.
Dude, go change the oil on a car and go to the gym and go drink a beer.
Right.
Go chill with the boys.
No, people have no idea. My husband's in there all the time.
Yeah.
Twice a month.
I understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks great.
Yes.
In his 40s, great.
I know he told me,
skin.
he was like, oh man, yeah, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I already was losing the hair, so that's already a problem. But yeah, so right now here in the show, this is the part where we gotta take a quick sponsorship break. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break for our sponsors, and we will be right back. If you have information on a serious crime or the location of a person who is wanted, contact 88 Crime via phone at 520-882-7463 or give a tip online or by mobile app. If your tip leads to a felony arrest and/or indictment, you will be eligible for a reward of up to $2,500.
Hi, this is Tammy with Copper Creek Cookies. We've been baking smiles for over 15 years. We can print anything on our individually wrapped logo cookies. What a great way to market your business on our sweet, awesome treats. For more info, check out coppercreekcookies.net.
Okay, so we're back from the sponsorship break. Before that, we talked about the failures and the struggles, and the other component of this is the triumphs. Do you have a triumph in particular you kind of want to talk about or brag about?
Yeah, I think at this point we're running the business smoothly, and like I said before, I'm able to provide that space for my girls to just come in and do their thing and not have to worry about any of the licensing or taxes or any of that stuff. They just come in and do their thing.
Yeah, and for, when you say it, people, I don't know if they're really going to know how much bureaucracy and stuff you have to go through to make the licensing and all that stuff happen. Because you make it sound like it's like, well, yeah, I take care of it, and all nonchalant. Yeah, I got it. I got it. But there is so much that goes into it, and that's why the fact that you're bringing up is a triumph, I think, is important for people to know that there is a lot of stuff to get through and to go through to be in business just in general.
Sure. And we're a licensed massage establishment.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. We all get fingerprinted, and it's like a process.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that. So you got to get fingerprinted.
We do.
I was in police. I was in law enforcement. I had to get fingerprinted and background. And then I coached football at the school, and I had to get same thing. So that's where you're at. Like, that's how they want to know what you're doing, like the FBI fingerprinting, right? Is that
yeah. They keep track of us, and all the licensing is in order. And I think the triumph is just being able to run a business smoothly and, with as little hiccups as possible.
Yeah, that in itself, what you just said right there, little hiccups as possible.
Yeah. Because
we don't want a bunch of hiccups or fires. Like we want to, and once you can get like that system in place where things are going smoothly, like you're talking about, it makes life so much easier.
It does.
And you're at that point, so I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. And then I think too, getting people like yourself that have never had facials before come in and start doing self-care, I think is a triumph.
Yeah.
I think 2020 taught us that we really have to take care of ourselves. That was the lesson. Health is priceless and wellness is priceless. And I think a triumph is having people that have never had any kind of self-care to start to trickle in. I just love it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up about 2020, because in a previous episode I was talking to Javier, I believe it was, Javier Castillo. He works with EGs, like their marketing and stuff. And I told him, I was like, I felt like that when the pandemic and everything hit, so I'm kind of spiritual, but I felt like it was God going, you guys need to slow down. Slow down. And I look back because before that, it was like, just go, 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 go.
Absolutely.
Sometimes reckless because I was just trying to get things done or to do it. But when everything stopped and you had time to think about yourself and how you felt and what was going on around you and how the people around you felt, like it was just a whole different thing. And I think coming out of this whole pandemic with that perspective is important. And I think that like future business owners should really take into consideration what they learned about themselves in that period, because you're going to need it to go through the future of this stuff.
Right.
Because it's not easy.
Right.
You can honestly say starting a business is not easy.
No, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, what advice to listeners pursuing your type of venture do you have?
I would say to just go. If you have that intuition or that nagging feeling in the back of your head, like I'm meant to do this, just go with it. Just do it and don't even think. Just go. Just move.
Just go.
Just go. Yeah.
Just go.
What you said before about divine intervention, though, I was laid off from my PT job in February of 2020. And then a month later, the madness.
Yeah.
So... yeah, it was crazy. It just, it was meant to be for me to leave there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
I would say to just not hesitate and to do a lot of self-study like we talked about before, learn things. And there's so many resources, books and YouTube and all that.
Mm-hmm. What's a common myth about being a bonus business owner? You can give us, we're all getting bonuses right now. You're getting a bonus, I'm getting a bonus. Yeah, what's a common myth about being a business owner that you want to talk about?
I think my husband, when he was on the podcast, said the perfect thing about this, that it's glamorous, that you're just kind of hanging out and having facials all day and, that we do tons of self-care. We don't. We're terrible about it. We have to, schedule ahead of time in our calendar. And I think you have to turn it off sometimes. And I think the common myth is that, you're on vacation or you're, that it's not hard.
Yeah. Yeah. That's been brought up so many times in the show. And each time I hear it, I started really thinking about it. I'm hearing all these people say the same thing. And what I've learned is all of us have to be and are masters of our own time management. That's why when we do go do things to do self-care or go on a vacation or whatnot, we've created that time ourselves because we've managed it so well beforehand. And
right.
We have to. I had to clarify in my last podcast. I don't just go around getting facials because when I went, it was 1 p.m. on a Monday or Tuesday. Most people are like, I'm at work. What the heck's this guy doing?
And we'd scheduled it months, weeks in advance.
Weeks and weeks in advance. Mm-hmm. And even then I wasn't super fast at getting scheduled, was I?
No.
You're like, I haven't heard from this dude in a little bit. I don't know. And I'm like, I was still, I'd look at the email. I'm like, I need to make this happen. I need to make this happen.
But you feel guilty about taking care of yourself, a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I would say, yeah. It's is that it before that all happened and I went, I felt like it wasn't important for me. What you do is very important, but I'm saying for me, it wasn't I didn't feel like I deserved that. I wasn't I need to go do that.
Yeah, that's terrible. We all deserve it.
Yeah. Now going there, we deserve it, and you need the word need. You need to take care of yourself.
Yeah, you need self-care in order to be the best version of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It just was a reflection period, the whole time. In my thoughts, you can't be in my head, but when I was sitting there, I felt the tension leaving.
Sure. And
it was my hands, when I started, I had my hands kind of crossed like this. And I think you saw, I was white knuckled. And then towards the end, I was
yeah.
And I was I gotta leave. Do I gotta go?
Yeah, it's good. Man. It's relaxation. And sometimes it's a therapy session. I have people in there that, just unload, and I hear people's deepest, darkest secrets in there sometimes.
Oh, man.
And people need that.
Yeah.
So I'm just a keeper of secrets.
Wow. That's got to be tiring.
We do a lot of saging in there. My mom comes in every week with her holy water and her sage, and it just kind of clears the energy, and then we're ready to receive it again. So it's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
It's part of the job.
Did you know that we had this whole place saged?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, back it was before I got here and got involved, but some stuff had happened.
Whoa.
And marriage was destroyed. All kinds, it just was a bad thing, and it just was bad juju.
Yeah.
You could just feel
the vibes.
Yeah, in the room, the vibes were just like, ugh. So the owners of the building actually hired somebody to come and do the sage burning.
Yeah, very cool. We do it weekly.
Yeah,
we do it every Friday. So.
Yeah, it was necessary for sure. I had something I was going to bring up that was about the mental aspect of it, of people coming in and bringing their stuff. So I have a good friend, Clint.
Mm-hmm.
He words it like this. He's like, sometimes people just walk in with their bucket full and they pour it into your bucket.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there and I pictured me holding a bucket and someone comes in, hey, here's all my problems.
Yeah.
Here you get to see how much weight I'm holding right here.
It really is a little bit like that sometimes. But it's okay because then they let it go. So we're getting rid of bad vibes, bad juju, dead skin cells, getting rid of all of it.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, you're helping somebody.
Yes, that's what we strive to do.
That's why we're doing what we're doing.
Right, absolutely, and I love it.
Serving people, making their lives better, some shape or fashion.
Right.
That's it at the end of the day. How do people connect with you?
So you can book appointments on our website at skinologystudio.com, or you guys can follow our Facebook page or our Instagram page, or just text us too.
Yeah, I highly recommend doing it. It's located over in Marana. It's Ina and Old Father. I've been there myself. I can vouch for the services that I went through. I mean, I'm a guy. Then there's a bunch of other stuff that you guys have to offer.
Facials, massage, waxing, dermaplanes, microdermabrasion, all skincare related things, lashes.
And you sell skincare products and stuff there?
We do, yes. We carry Skin Script, and that's local to Arizona, which is cool. Everything's made in Tempe, so we try and keep it Arizona local.
That's what you gave me, right?
Yes, the green tea cleanser.
And the charcoal one.
Oh, the charcoal one.
love the charcoal one. That's my favorite. I want to go buy some.
That's the one. My hubby uses it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have some? Okay. And then what was the
the Cactine moisturizer?
Yes.
Yes.
That I think is super powerful.
Yeah, I have that on right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're glowing. Yeah, it's shining. I put some on before I came here today. Don't judge me. My wife's, she's so cool about it. She's like, I love that you're taking care of your skin. Good. I love that you're doing that for yourself. Because I wasn't at all. I was using, I told you, using ivory soap.
Yeah, guys are like the soap on a rope person. That's what guys do.
Just the cheapest, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever will work kind of thing.
My husband was like that, and I tricked him into it. I started just kind of leaving products around, and then he would pick one up and start using it, then ask about it. And now I created a monster because he's got a 4-step skincare routine, and he needs his regular facials.
Man, I don't blame him. I'm actually gonna go there either today or tomorrow to get those products because I'm running out of my samples.
Yeah.
And that charcoal one.
I love it.
It smells so good.
It does.
Yeah. All right, I'll stop. I promise you that she's not paying me to do this.
I should, though.
So before we go, I want to let the listeners know about some stuff. Marielle came in here, and she brought in Perrier, lime Perrier. She brought a whole case for us, and it's so awesome. No one's ever done that for us before, and I want you to know that we're so thankful.
Yeah, you bring a gift.
And then she also brought Pocky hot chip.
Single chip.
So on it says this chip will destroy you. I have to unfortunately advise her and people listening that I'm not eating that chip today. So I'm going to have conversations with the production staff here and see if somebody wants to volunteer to do it, or if maybe we could play some bets for the loser to do it, or something, or maybe I'll just work up the courage and maybe I'll have a gallon of milk ready. I don't know. Or maybe we do it together. Half and half?
Split it, yeah.
See who can take it.
I don't know. I'm so scared. It can't be that bad. I can't be that bad.
You said someone went into an ambulance after.
They didn't go to an ambulance. They got they're putting him in the car to take him to the doctor.
Okay.
He was like, I gotta go to the doctor. And he's like, his water falling out of his eyes. He's like pouring sweat. It was just all bad.
Maybe don't eat the hot chip.
I got it though. We got to do something. We can't let it go to waste. Somebody has to do it. I don't know. Maybe Hayden, our friend Hayden, maybe he's just like, I don't care. I'll do it.
Yeah, I feel like
He'd be like the kind of guy.
yeah, I feel like he will. He's tough.
Maybe we can crumble it up and like sprinkle it on somebody's food without them
Oh
knowing.
my gosh, imagine.
It's like, hey, here's a cinnamon roll. Because the bakery's like, yeah, check out this new sprinkles we got.
Spicy
here.
one.
Well, it was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have female entrepreneurs and business owners on this show. You are the second one out of all the episodes that we've done that's been here.
Wow.
And I want listeners to, if you know a female entrepreneur or a small business owner that's in the area that you think would be great to go on the show, I empower you to let them know about it and to get them here, because how much money did you have to pay to come on the show today?
Nothing.
Nothing, but you'd sacrificed your time to be here. But what you get out of it is you get to tell your story about everything you've done, and now people know that story behind the brand and everything that's going on.
Right.
And there might be some younger female that hears this, younger woman that hears this and goes, I needed that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do it.
Right.
Somebody that's thinking about going to beauty school, somebody that's in your situation, like they heard that and that's the last thing they needed.
Just do it. Yeah. This is a sign.
Do it. My guests are the ones, there's one in particular that was here. His name was David Danielson, and he does coffee and makes roast coffee and does real estate, and he just works for his own. I mean, he's just killing it. And he, right after we were done with the podcast, he said, David, what are you doing? And I said, what? And he's like, why are you still working your job? Like super serious. And I'm like, that's a good question, David. And then that was kind of the turning point, was hearing something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to do it. So we thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. This is the season finale for the Now You Know podcast here with LTD Media and Anchors, our sponsor. We also want to say thank you to 88 Crime for being a sponsor on our show. And we look forward to providing you with more episodes. We do have great news. After this finale concludes, we will be starting a new podcast production with Keep Local Alive Tucson. Those episodes will be coming out beginning of October. We'll be talking with small business owners, so look for that. And follow, subscribe, and make sure you check out Skinology. Go get yourself booked for an appointment. You won't regret it. Thank you. I cannot believe that I forgot to do the dad joke thing before the outro. You brought it up. So we're going to do it. And I feel so bad because the dad jokes are so important. And I know you have one. So
I have one.
Let's hear it.
It's a silly one from TikTok. What did the egg say to the house party?
What?
I'm lit.
I'm lit. I'm lit. Like a, not fire, omelet.
It's good.
Omelet.
It's a good one.
Omelet.
I thought
Okay.
you meant like burning the stove. That's what I thought you meant.
Oh, is that where you were going with it? Because you had that look like, what? All right, I got one. How does a lumberjack keep track of the trees he has cut?
How?
He keeps a log.
It's good.
All right, one more since we're here. What does a fish say when it swims into a concrete wall? Damn. You know, like a dam, like a water dam.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. We'll get going for sure now. All right. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.